Cool. Welcome, Ramon and Chloe. Chloe? Yes.
Chloe. Mhm.
I am Carla. This is Cindy, and we had another board member, Carlos, joining us, but they couldn't make it. And today we're gonna present member engagement. So I'm Carla. I'm the SHPE Oregon president. I'm a little sick, so bear with me. I was born in between San Diego and Tijuana. I moved to Portland to study mechanical engineering at Portland State in 2016. And I found out about SHPE in my first term, and I've been part of SHPE since then. So it's like 8 years now, basically. And I graduated in 2020, and have worked at SSOE Group ever since. Yeah, and I've had all board positions for both the PSU chapter and the Oregon professional chapter. So yeah.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cindy Rogel Baena. I am the SHIP Oregon Secretary, and I was previously the VP of Membership. I work at Intel as a module engineer in high volume manufacturing and test development, and I have prior experience in the Arizona student chapter, and I was the outreach director, VP external, and president.
Yay. Alrighty, so when we start the year, we've already gone through this process many times and we make iterations each year. But last year, we started off the year with going straight to the source. We asked a member directly, like, what do you want from SHIP Oregon? And we did a survey, and it turns out they want to prioritize three types of events, which are socials, outreach, and professional development. So in around August, July, we made a plan for the CMT, and we took the results from the survey and decided to do one social and either one professional development or outreach development each month, switching off. So you have a month of planning between each type of event, giving your board member, like our VP of Community Outreach, a month to plan for the event before hosting the next one. And they trade off between the professional development chair. So we plan out what events we already know we host each year. So we are part of El Grito, which is like Hispanic Heritage Month activities. We do um, Bomba Blast in October this month to prepare our students to go to SHIP National Convention. So I already know what's already around each month. In April, we do a Dia de Niños event. So we plan our CMT according to those. So if you already have anything in mind, throw it in there. And to guide us, we also color code the CMT. So it's green for socials, light orange for outreach and professional development. So you can visually see like the balance between each type of event in your CMT.
All right. And so one thing that I've found is that we really should be not only investing in the community, but also investing in our members. And I propose socials. So every single month, it's a different social, and I try to incorporate it with the themes of the season or the month. So El Grito is the celebration of the Independence Day of Mexico and other Latin American cultures. And so we go ahead and go to this featured event that is advertised in all of Portland, and we go make a social out of it. If anybody shows up there, come hang out with other board members or anyone who attends. Really great, low effort, and it gives our members the opportunity to network and kind of, you know, get the energy back that they invest in our outreach and other community projects. Yeah, and if we can go to the next slide. Thank you, thank you. And so one thing when planning socials, and I try to show this with action, is bringing one new best friend. So if you can find a coworker or a friend of yours that can come to a social event, a community outreach event, bring one person and have them make one new friend. That way, you can at least double your membership. If you have, let's say, 10 board members, make those 10 board members bring one new friend, you've doubled membership there. And make sure that the quality of the relationships you build are genuine and strong, so that way people will want to come back and contribute to the group. All right, another thing I did when I came to Ship Oregon is that we didn't have a newsletter, and I had been like so used to a newsletter being in place because somebody had started making it since MailChimp started, and I think we had like 1,000 people on it. It's a big campus and it's a Hispanic-based institution. And so when I came to Ship Oregon, I looked up the marketing guidelines of Ship National, created a MailChimp, created templates, and started helping out with social media. It is quite a learning curve. I am not social media savvy, but Carla does a fantastic job in helping me, and it's helped increase our membership communication and sharing events so that way the board members, not just the board members, attend these events. There are other members who could be potential board members in the future also attend these events. And so, kind of my guideline is that LinkedIn is professional. Instagram can be goofy, Facebook, less Gen Z's lingo, and also you can link your Instagram to the Facebook. So anytime you post anything on Instagram, it posts automatically to Facebook. The newsletter is the most detailed we have with dates, times, and links. We go to great lengths creating these pitches for each event, and we only send it out once a month. So that way we don't bombard members. The Google Calendar I have on the website is the same one my board members use to kind of place potential events and events that are going to be happening in the future. So that is like on the ground, on the scene, like this is what's happening in the next month. And so I found that to be really beneficial to the board and anybody else that's interested in helping out with events. And of course, you don't have to use Slack. You could use WhatsApp or text message. It just depends on what your group wants. But I found that messaging people about ship stuff was a little bit too overwhelming, especially because I'm texting my mom about something or my sister, and I'm getting bombarded about, did you get the ship event done? I was like, I can't do this. We need a Slack or a Teams channel just dedicated to ship stuff. So that way, like if I tell Carla, like I saw this really good meme or this really amazing TikTok, I can send it to her text message and she never has to worry that I'm talking about ship stuff because that's in Slack. That's what our board uses to communicate, and that's what our board uses to communicate one-on-one with other general members. We have a special channel for us and we have one for the general members. So I highly recommend it does not have to be Slack, it can be something else.
Mhm. Alrighty, and going back to your monthly newsletters, we just try to make sure everyone's in the loop so nobody can be like, I didn't see this. When was this announced? I'm like, it's in the newsletter. And I have a strong belief that aesthetics do matter. It makes everything look so much more official, more legitimate. Like, oh man, they put effort. They must really put this effort in their events. My brain works that way. But we try to make sure we use the ship branding, the colors and everything. That's an example from our newsletter. Everything looks consistent across every platform. And we like to use Canva. Nonprofit organizations get it for free. Excuse me. Premium for free, and you use the branding color so everything's there and easy. It automatically changes color so everything to the brand. And yeah, we use MailChimp as Cindy mentioned, and we try to make everything as streamlined as possible, QR codes, link buttons, and everything. And for this is mostly for like your board members. It's okay to fall off the schedule, going back to the CMT. Not everything you plan in the beginning of the year will stay that way. In Portland, there's always traffic, there's always weather, there's always something going on. And and then we're also adults, we get busy. The quickest way to lose a board member is to like make them feel like their efforts are not appreciated and like burnout's a board's biggest threat. So take and acknowledge that and acknowledge when you have to take a pause. But yeah, sorry. And these are our little main two type of events, which are the professional event and the community outreach. Yeah, thank you for listening. And yeah, I think we can move to the QA portion of this.
Yeah, let us know if you have any like questions or concerns or like individual like questions about your own chapter and how to improve it. You can throw suggestions. You don't have to take them. You can take them to your board and see like on a vote, like si quieren o no, but we're here to help.
Your monkey's great too. Ooh.
Yeah, the other thing I like to do too is kind of follow all the different regions, Instagrams and different things, because sometimes just seeing what other people are doing can spur those ideas too. And no need to like recreate the wheel, right? Like kind of um, either collaborate together on something or, hey, we love that. Can we steal that?
Yeah,
um, and just kind of give you some inspiration. But the regional Instagrams, I think, are just so rich and diverse of all the different things that people are doing.
agreed.
Thanks so
Chloe, I
much for
see your
sharing this. I remember listening to you all present at NELA and thinking
yes.
what a great resource to have kind of from the get-go. But I'm curious from the others who are on here, if you're at a place where you can open your mic and share, like, what did you find in here that are like some new things that you haven't tried before? What are some things that you're doing that's different?
I can share. I was at NELA, so some of this information does sound familiar to me, but I'm glad that I came anyway because, um, like maybe I missed it or I forgot about it, but there's stuff in here that I think would also be helpful, like color coding the CMT, and then trying to implement that bring a friend. Um, we have like RSVP forms for our events. Um, and it could just be as simple as putting in the question, do you want to bring a plus one? To encourage people to bring someone. So we might try that and see what happens. Um, Something I wanted to ask though is, um, like over at SHPE Phoenix, we have no problems getting people to show up to social events, but um, like yeah, on the opposite end, getting them to show up for like outreach or like our professional development, um,
Hmm.
we do get low numbers. So like for our socials, we get 20, 30 people. And then we had a professional development workshop last week and we only had like five. So do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Carla, do you want to go first? I'll go
Yeah,
after you.
professionals are definitely the hardest one to have people attend. We were thinking of hosting, like giving companies an opportunity to host professional development events and host, sponsor them, bring food and etc. And maybe send like one of their employees to speak at them. So that gives an incentive for people to attend, also with the food, of course. Um, yeah, we try as hard to stray away from Zoom, but looking for locations is a little difficult. But that's something we try to implement. We will try to implement this year.
Yeah, we also struggle. We just had a professional development event at night, and that had like 5 people. And I think we have a rule that every year, or at least it was my rule when I did the socials, when I was VP of membership, I would have myself and then two board backups that I tasked to be social.
Mhm.
So I would like Google questions that they can use to open a conversation. And afterwards, I would ask them, how many people did you network with? Um, and I had to try to network as well because sometimes, like, just an introvert and I'm tired after work. But I try my best to like integrate myself into the social scene and network because if I'm asking my two backups to do this and I'm not doing it, then like why am I telling them to do it? Also, by having two backups, if something happens and you can't make it, you have two people that understand what's supposed to be going on and they can direct the event. I've had my two backups at one point, like they couldn't make it because some family emergency. That's okay. That's why there's two backups. You at least have one person. Um, Socials tend to be a little bit better because they see like the return of investment. Outreach, I think for us, the reason why it's so well populated, I think we get good return on investment on outreach because we share what initiative we're giving back to. So, for example, we have this program in the another city that's a little more rural called Hillsborough, the Latino Youth Program. And so for that program, we put on their flexibility with time and the day and the location. And we are going to provide supplies or you're going to be the speaker. We are very clear about what we're asking from the volunteers. People won't volunteer for stuff, especially outreach, if they don't understand what's going on. And so I try to do that. ¿Qué más? And also I make sure to like really pull to the heartstrings of what the outreach event. So for the Latino youth group program, it's to empower male male Latinos to go to college or pursue higher education or certifications because they're less likely to go to university. So I make my pitch that way in the newsletters, in the Instagram posts, anywhere else I can put that kind of mission and vision and statement of that event.
We
I don't
also
know
put
what,
pictures of like the kids and like interacting, all the activities on social media and it like in the stories too. And people like seeing that. People like seeing direct impact, I think.
yeah. And also we collaborate with other organizations that want to help us out with outreach. So um, the migrant program, we hosted a Noche de Ciencias and we collaborated with the student chapters and some students came to help us out. And that is so appreciated. And they can also take that back to their chapter and be like, we were involved in this and it was so amazing and we networked with the kids. So, yeah.
Yeah, the student chapters are usually always invited to any events we host, which helps.
Mhm. I know if you talk to Carrie in Arizona, I don't know if Carrie's still in the circuit. Um, she used to say that back when Ship Phoenix won a national chapter award, the reason why they did is because the outreach director coordinated all these classroom visits with like STEM activities, and he would help out with carpooling because professionals tend to have a little bit more leeway of like going to the company and going to the manager and saying, "Hey, can I work more hours this day so I can leave early? Um, so I can do this outreach thing in the name of the company." And you're helping students have the transportation to those outreach opportunities. I knew when I was at outreach, the hardest thing was finding someone to carpool us. So yeah, I don't know. I hope this was helpful. I don't know if I'm answering the question either. Let me know.
Yeah, these are definitely giving ideas. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
There's a question in the chat. Have you ever tried to merge social and professional development together or a shorter professional development activity and then have a social activity at the end? Which we are trying to do that with a workshop by one of our advisors where we he used to host this event at his house called like he has a massive house, Alpaca Loca. He has also alpacas in there. So we try to give a presentation about like his career decision making and everything, like his career path, and then um we get to hang out with alpacas at the end or have a barbecue or something. But that couldn't happen, but we tried. But ideally, we would like to merge those two.
I think yeah, I think it's pretty hey everybody, Ramon. I think it's pretty easy to kind of merge a professional development or an event that where there's sports students to like a happy hour afterwards. We usually have pretty good success doing something like that, where they know that they're gonna be getting to meet the other professionals, the network and such.
Yeah. I also remember that one time before I was a board member, I went to the financial workshop
Mhm.
and it was like about how to figure out trusts and retire and stuff. And I remember going to that and then afterwards we went to go get tacos. So an informal social. That happens a lot in our events for
That
sure.
actually happen. Oh, let's hang out after without planning it, actually.
Yeah, some people can't make it, and I've been not able to make it because either I'm tired or I have another commitment, but it usually organically happens.
Another. We do that for our general board meetings. Yeah, we do the general meeting where we discuss like the entire plan for the year for our members and then do the Friendsgiving afterwards. So we hosted it around November. So we combine those two for sure. Mhm. Any other questions?
I'll add another question. In terms of social media, um, I know people like to see people, so um, like we get really good social media engagement when we post about our members. But it seems like um, we don't have a lot of engagement for like our flyers and stuff that we post about events. So I'm a little bit concerned that we're not reaching everybody that we need to. We do have also newsletters, um, and I guess I can get with my board and see what our actual metric of reach is and who's looking at newsletters. Um, but what can we do to kind of push out that reach and make sure that like we get the maximum people looking at those so they sign up?
We definitely get the most interaction on Instagram when we're funny. So we're planning to do some like coffee shop study groups for to get your FE or PE. And those got a lot of engagement. As you see in like Ship Nationals also being silly on their Instagram, doing like the TikTok trends and everything, like the Brat Summer post they posted, and those get to people, and I feel like those work the most to get um um likes and stuff and shares.
You can
Also,
also, oh, go for it, Roman.
also, staying up to date with the membership report. I know with the professionals a little bit more difficult because we have professionals coming in and out of region all the time or into the chapter area. So that's one thing you can request from the regional team is latest and greatest membership report and yeah, just tracking, seeing all these are new people and getting them on a mailing list so you can make sure you're reaching out to those because a lot of times, yeah, members move into the area and they have no idea that there's a chapter there, and after a year or two, they drop off paying because they're not getting any benefits from being a paid professional. So that's another good thing to stay on top of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I copy all the emails and put them in our newsletter.
I also know that when I started the newsletter, I pulled all the emails from the directory because as a board member, you have access to the directory of paid members. And so I pulled out those emails and sent out an email saying, we have a newsletter. If you are still active in the area, please feel free to sign up for the newsletter. And that way they get informed consent to get added onto the MailChimp. And it's a much easier process. They get to just unsubscribe when they move to another site. You could also try looking at like the Texas and Texas professional and the student chapters in Florida. They tend to get really good engagement with events. And one key aspect is that they put pe a person like a really beautiful picture um in the first post, and then the second picture is the information for the events for that upcoming week. I guess they're big enough for having weekly posts about their weekly events. Um, so that could be another way your Instagram posts have a person and the information. I know Carla also puts the posters more on the stories than and just reposts the stories again and again and again. So 2 weeks before, then 3 days before, one day before, and then the morning of.
Yeah,
So that's kind of the general style we do.
I am not afraid to be annoying with the stories for sure. Yeah.
I wonder too, in the thought of like telling the story, like at the actual event, getting people to do some quick sound clip bites that you could use in an Instagram story or something like that about what was their favorite thing about the event, and then using that as a teaser of, and our next event is, you know, STEM professionals like proof, right? Like they like to know that people are getting out of it what they want to get out of it. So showcasing what people are really enjoying about the event, or even leading up to it. Maybe some of your people who are help planning an event, a can't wait post. So I can't wait for this event because, and having just little sound clip bites of trying to advertise for the event.
That's true. And adding to that, when people post on their personal stories, make sure they tag SHPE Oregon so you can share it too.
Yeah.
For example, like this one, it's always fun with the SHPE Familia. There you go. We share that. People are excited, you know? People see that people are excited.
Yeah, ¿qué más? I literally had a thought and it just escaped me. I get up.
It happens, it happens.
I'll put it in the chat if it comes back.
And I think the biggest part of just like a professional events, a lot of people are intimidated. They come to a new area, new state, new city, getting out to meet people. And one thing I noticed, just anywhere I go in the country, is like familia. I mean, you go in there, you're a ship member. I mean, there's like no walls that really got break down. Everybody's friendly, approachable, easy to talk to. So that's always one key thing that you always want to pitch, and like all the stories and events that are posted and such, because everybody how they get to know more people, network and such.
Also, definitely get connected with other organizations. Again, everything's familia, everything's community. We like collaborate with MESB a lot, or any other clubs or run groups even. We follow them, we meet people through there, or like send people their way. So we all have something in common.
Yeah, I think the Technology Association of Oregon They're always inviting us to their barbecue and events, and all they ask for is our logo. And we
Mhm.
didn't have to lift a finger. So that's really cool and awesome to do.
Or like the WK event last week, we tagged along to that one. I wasn't able to make it, but I hear it's really good.
Yeah. So WK is like the headquarters for Nike.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely share clout with other organizations around you.
Mhm.
Our RVP's with us, Cindy.
Really?
Ruby.
Ah, I was like, why isn't Ruby talking? Ah, because she's an expert already.
She knows all the stuff.
She knows all the stuff. Yeah.
I'm curious, when you all set up your Canva account, were you able to like link to the Ship Canva account so it just pulled in all of the branding colors for you, or did you actually have to go in and select the colors and load that for yourself?
Did you do that, Cindy, or was it Dylan?
Don't know.
I think that's Dylan, and she manually generated it.
That
You
may be
did.
something that we should look into that we could do because I believe that we can share the branding kits um, outside of like our account to other accounts. We'll have to look into that, but that might be worth asking the question to our marketing team at Ship National, because they actually within Canva create branding kits not only for Ship National but for the different events too. So there's like a branding kit for NELA and a branding kit for National Convention, and so you can actually just, it has the logos and it has all of the color scheme already built into it. I think that's possible when you're on that free pro account for not-for-profits.
Nonprofits, yeah. I believe that's what I gave Dylan, our communications officer. I gave her the PDF that you guys provide with all the
Yeah, this is
schematics of the
actually where they could
hues.
just share they wouldn't even have to put in those codes from the branding kit. It would actually just pull in the branding kit. Might be something to explore to save some time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
they should be able to share. It's like a template.
Yeah,
There should be a template available.
yeah. Because I think I just did that with some speakers that are going to be working on the mental health event as they're preparing their presentation. So might be something to explore for the chapters.
Oh,
Great ideas.
Mhm. I see it. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying it out on my computer. Okay. There's a link for the
Yeah, I'm clicking it too. I think that's possible. Yep.
That's awesome. It's our specific logos, but the colors and everything are there.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool.
Just save that time.
A lot.
Yeah, and I love the QR monkey too. We don't have a paid account with it. I mean, that's something that you could do, and you can actually collect data on how your QR code is being used through what different portals and things. But I like that you can go in there and you can set colors, you can actually add a logo, you can customize the design, and it's all free. Well, any other questions or ideas or wishes? You never know what wish could turn into granted. Something that would help with your marketing.
So I know yeah, the biggest issue when trying to establish a chapter or revive a chapter, get it to expand and grow is just that. the struggling part. So it's always um yeah I guess a head scratcher just trying to get chapter off the ground because people know that it's barely getting going. Feel like it's gonna be a lot of work if they join the club and get it off the ground. And yeah, that's always been because yeah, once the chapter's been established, you get 40, 50 members. Once you get 50 members, it's like easy to boom to like 200. I mean, everybody wants to be part of the ride, and then yeah, it's always that initial part that sometimes it takes a couple years, sometimes a year or two. It's just seems to always be the struggle.
Yeah. I think we we are a revived chapter. Um, and what I've focused on is quality of events. And we've also focused on if our chapter's going to be small, then there's only so many events we can host. We can't stretch ourselves thin. That's how burnout happens. And so we don't want that to happen. And we want to keep people, and we want to be happy too. So, that's one recommendation I have. Keep things small if your board is small. Keep the
Yeah,
quality events better.
realistic goals.
Monday,
Yeah,
Really,
realistic
be realistic.
goals, right?
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
doing SWOT analysis, all those planning on the CMT, keep it small.
I even asked, I was like, I'm tired. Smaller, please, this year. And everybody's like, yes, yes. Um, and so yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah, Susan had it in the chat. Also listen to your members, like we did that survey to listen to what they want directly.
Mhm.
Because y'all are there, y'all are members, but what do you want for you to actually show up to events? For sure. Yeah. SHPE Oregon is barely coming out of a small inactive chapter since 2019, so we're stable now, thankfully.
I knew a board member that wanted to do everything, and I was like, no.
And
Uh,
what's interesting about being in a professional chapter is that we have lifetime members all over the place. So the chapter could be dormant, but because we have 10 lifetime members in the area, it stays active.
wow,
And
I did not know that.
yeah, that's one thing I've been trying to chase down. How do we capture those struggling chapters? And yeah, they're not doing anything, and trying to get in touch with them and keep them going, being able to give them the resources and the help they need because we identify yeah their needs. Because I think in Denver we probably have like 30 over 30 lifetime members, and yeah, chapter right now is healthy. It's at like over 200 members right now. But yeah, I mean, if we didn't have those other members, I mean, at 30 members, you would think it's doing okay.
Okay, okay.
I need someone to drop $1,000.
If you are going to do that, I will tell you that company match, don't forget that piece. We are sponsoring one of my coworkers' lifetime membership this year, and we're using the company match. So it's $500 split between a few coworkers that were like, yeah, she's getting that.
Mhm.
Any other questions or concerns? Ideas? Brainstorming?
We're gonna have to do a Mount Hood trip.
Send the invite. Put it on my calendar at least 2 months out. I'll be there.
Maybe Region 1 will sponsor it.
Solid plan. In that case, put me on the volunteer committee.
Yeah, since they're not here, right? We'll
Oh wait, isn't Oregon in Region 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. They're here.
there we go.
I'll bring the sunshine from Florida for you guys.
Please. Cool. Any other questions, comments? Excited for nationals.
I will say, I'm pretty sure that when you guys close out of this, there's going to be a survey if I remember right. So I know that they're really wanting to get your thoughts and things about these events too, about how that we can continue to improve them and offer more things. And, you know, I don't know who was just talking about struggling chapters. It made me think about, you know, we just started the chapter leader mentorship track this fall. I wonder if we should do something specifically for new or reviving chapters too, and do something specifically for them. Again, I think sometimes when you normalize, like you're not in this boat alone. There are other people who are also struggling with this, that it can really help as well. So sparked an idea
Oh,
there.
oh yeah, definitely. And like those struggling chapters, especially like the new established chapters, they have no idea that they have membership dues that are owed to them. They just haven't been sent out because there's no one currently active
Right.
to be a treasurer. So it's always a big surprise when I tell them, "Oh yeah, you guys are old dues from last year and this year, and this is what you're getting." And it makes a difference when they're trying to get going and trying to start doing some of the events.
Yeah. I'll talk with Ashley. It kind of sparked an idea for me about like, where do we want to take chapter leader mentorship, and maybe want to start another subgroup that is specifically for those restarting or struggling new, you know, chapters, something specifically for them.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nonprofit's a big one. Everybody wants to be nonprofit status, especially when I'm raising funds. That's something nationals can do.
I mean, really quick, something to add on to that since we're talking about money. I've been doing at the regional level, getting funding from companies to host events. We got one for Georgia, we had one for North Florida, and I got money for the Carolinas that way. And Ship National handled it all. I just needed to connect the people and convince them. And then the other thing I always will continue to preach on is some of these bigger companies have volunteer match programs where when you volunteer for an hour, they match that financially. All of that for Region 7 goes into the Regional 1 budget, which then goes back to the members. So if you guys don't want to do it at the local level, you can work with your RVP and they can figure out how to get those funds to you guys.
That's
Yeah, on that, we've been really pushing that with our members this year to log all the hours that they participate in our events, and log that with their employers. Because I'm on the board, I have extra hours. So through Northrop, I log my hours and then I could submit a community grant. And then we get like 500 extra bucks. So, yeah, for sure recommend that.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
started um giving a shout out to our one sponsor, but I also added thank you to all our volunteers who match and their little company logo. So that's something new. It's going to stay on the newsletter until 2025. And I'll have the board vote if they want to leave it or take it off or update it.
Well, that's money. Anytime you can showcase anyone else providing funds to the organization, it's like they love that stuff.
Yes.
Logos and yeah, shout outs. One last comment I had. So is this this meeting, I guess training workshop, did it go out to all professionals in their email, or how did, how did the outreach go? Anyone have an idea?
For this event,
Yes.
to all the chapter leaders, my understanding is it went out through their email. I didn't actually do it myself. That was through Ashley and Sophia that are organizing these, but I think they used the email list and sent out the email invitations.
Okay, because yeah, I'm in Region 3, so I'm gonna get all my professional chapters as far as like why weren't they present or attending.
Mhm.
I think it only went to chapter leaders though, so if they're like on the list of it as a chapter leader, so it didn't go out to all of the members, but double check with Ashley and Sophia, they would know for sure.
Or
Y-
does it have to do with that one form that's on the national website, that job form where everybody
Mhm.
has to update their e-board? Yep. Yeah,
Yep,
that's
it's that form.
yeah, it's all right. I know.
I made a student chapter do that because I was like, why haven't you done it? You're not going to get any information about Nila or any other opportunity. So do it ASAP. Um, Also, I learned about this opportunity through the chapter leaders teams. So it was a little bit of a struggle to get on it, but I recommend you do.
Yep. And then on the chapter teams, I've asked my team to kind of clean out my members because it's like 2, 3 years old. A lot of them, chances are they've probably graduated by now. So I've been trying to get that wiped clean so I can start adding new um, e-board members. Yeah, few emails to IT trying to get that going.
I think it also went out, I might be speaking incorrectly, but I thought I saw also on Ship Nation as well as a notification, but I know that they sent direct emails to anybody that they had on the chapter leader lists. So, great question.
Okay, now give it to Ashley. I think probably like the regional leaders because we have all the presidents in the region contact info. So yeah, if they're not reaching them, then we can reach them and let them know that hey, this is coming up. Make sure you guys are it's on your calendar to attend. 'Cause, yeah, this was all good information. I just yeah, I wish my chapters were present.
I think that's just one of our challenges at SHIP in general is just that information sharing in our lists. And I know a big project that they're working on is a new membership database system, things that will communicate together, things like that. So it's definitely on the high priority list um, um, for national as well. But yeah, reach out to Ashley. She's out this week, but she'll be back next week. Or reach out to Anna Patrick. She also helps with that, and Sophia's helping too. So
Yeah, because yeah, Ship Connect. I mean, trying to get information out Ship Connect. A lot of it's inaccurate. We don't even know where some of the emails come from.
yep, I
And
struggle with the
then,
same thing when I send out emails too. So I get lots of bounces.
yep, about yeah, more than like 75%.
Oh
I'm like,
wow.
oh, here we go. When I
Wow.
start getting the email bounces,
Okay.
but by the membership reports that are generated to the regional leaders, like all that's money. Those are solid membership reports being pulled from people renewing their memberships or um, paying their dues. So it's quite a bit more accurate than Ship Connect.
Mm.
So definitely bug the regional leaders for copies of your respective chapter um, membership.
All right. It's 6 o'clock. Like, respect everybody's time. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Don't forget to do the survey.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Cindy and Carla, for presenting. Great info.
Thank
Of
you.
course. Bye.
Bye-bye.